Thank you, Nick. Hi, Robin. I hope you're well.
Hey, Neil, thanks. You too.
What are you expecting from Orlando? Not an easy place to play, and they've made some additions this year, strengthened their lineup. What are you expecting tomorrow?
Oscar's teams are always good. They are well organized. They have a lot of interesting rotations when they go forward, and they always have talented players. So they're a team that historically has been very, very difficult to play against, and I don't expect tomorrow to be any different.
We'll go next to John.
Thanks, Nick. Hi, Robin. Thanks for doing this. I just wanted to ask about Ola because obviously you said you were going to take a somewhat cautious approach with him because you didn't necessarily want to rush him back. Will he be available for selection tomorrow? And are there any other potential injury concerns for you?
He will be available. I think we'll see him some. He's had a really good time kind of acclimatizing, and as you said, we're just trying to be smart with him, but he will be available tomorrow.
And are there any other injury concerns, Robin, or is anyone healthy? Everyone healthy?
Raul is kind of touch and go. A little bit of a knock that's somewhat day to day, hour to hour, it seems like. And Derek is similar. He's also coming back from this hernia surgery. And again, we just want to make sure that we're doing the right thing by the player.
We'll go next to James.
Thanks, Nick. Hello, Robin.
Hi, James.
Was it nice to be back in Toronto for a couple of days after all of the traveling you guys did in preseason? And how does it change the preparation for a game being able to be at your home base?
It was really nice. I feel like my head's been in a whirlwind for the last 6 weeks. So to have a Sunday that was relatively normal, that was pretty nice, to be quite honest. In terms of preparation for the game, it was more like business as usual. Show up to the training facility, go through all the things that we need to training, and we have all the things that we need there in terms of video rooms, tons of video. So it also added to the normalcy of being back home. So it was definitely great. Obviously, where we are, we don't get to train on turf or on grass right now, but it is what it is, and it's I'm really thankful that the club has done this to create an indoor environment for us to play, and it's been that way for several years. I'm glad to see that it's still available to us.
We'll go back to Neil next.
Robin, last week we asked you about Oso after he scored for the 13th season in a row. This week, the league reminded us that he's one goal away from joining the 50-goal, 50-assist club, a pretty exclusive club. Apparently, he would only be the second homegrown player to achieve that. I just wonder if you can reflect a little bit about how he has developed since you were here the first time.
Well, thank you guys, because you're always informing me of these amazing statistics. So thank you. It's good to know that. And it makes me so proud of him because, as I've said several times, I've known Oso for about 10 years now. And he was a talented, petulant kind of young person. And to watch his maturity when I was around for the first 5 years, and then to watch him from afar continue to develop, all of that was really good. But then to come back here and see the mature man he's become, and what he means to this club in terms of his dedication, his love of this club, and how hard he has worked for it. I didn't know this statistic, obviously, and I'm so proud of him because he has earned every single thing he's gotten. I've watched his development, like I said, from near and far over the years, and I'm so excited to have the opportunity to work with him again because he really has grown into not just a tremendous player, tremendous leader, and a really, really good person. And it's been great to be reunited with him.
Thank you.
We'll go back to John.
Thanks, Nick. Robin, if you don't mind, I wanted to ask you about TFC2. I know it's a little bit off topic, but their season starts next week. And I just want to get your sort of perspective on the second team and where you see sort of its role within sort of the larger organization in terms of developing players and filtering them into this first team.
Yeah, I think it's really important. And Johnny, I've known for a long time as well. Really good person. And I'm very happy to have him in charge of that in terms of continuing the development of our young players. But it also serves another important purpose is guys coming back from injuries. It gives them a place to play. It gives us an opportunity to watch them get minutes. So when you look at the two functions of the team, one in how it directly helps the first team on a weekly basis in terms of getting guys back in and getting minutes, but then it's a huge responsibility because this club has had a good academy for a long time. It's developed a lot of good players, and this step is so important in moving them forward from being youth players to really being ready to play in a professional environment. So I'm very curious and interested to watch how things are done and watch their development and that sort of thing. And again, I feel very fortunate to have this opportunity where we can basically be hands-on with the kids from the time that they're young all the way up to when they're ready for first team action.
We'll go back to James.
Thanks again, Nick, and thanks, John. It's nice to have somebody else ask the TFC two questions every once in a while. Robin, we're going to be talking to Alonso pretty shortly, and he strikes me as a key piece of that midfield in terms of his ability to be progressive. We talked about that pass that led to the goal last weekend. Just what have you seen from him? How do you like how he fits into that midfield for you?
He's an incredibly intelligent player. I sit here in disbelief that he went undrafted. His ability to take on information and apply it is excellent. His technical ability is excellent. The ability to control the ball and get it off your feet quickly speaks volumes in terms of not only his first touch and his passing ability, but his awareness of what's around him. He rarely gets stuck on the ball because he's got so many ideas based on pressure, based on where his players are. And I think Alonso is a very, very bright future.
We'll go back to Neil, followed up by John for our final two questions.
Sorry, Robin. It's always
Neil, to be at a loss for words.
it's always hard to figure out formations off television, or maybe I'm just not very good at it. But last week it seemed to me that when the opposition had the ball, it was kind of a 5-3-2, and when you got the ball, it kind of morphed into a 4-3-1-2. Is that am I even close?
Yes, you're very close. You're very close. One of the things I like about this group of players is that on the attack, they are able to interchange and get into different positions and be effective out of it. We saw that last week, that certainly in our transition, players are showing up in different spots, but all with the recognition that when the ball is lost, we have certain jobs to do. And wherever you are when the ball is lost, you have to do the role of that particular player. And it's one of the things that I'm really happy with this group about. We've asked a lot of them in terms of thinking and the ability to place change and the benefits that can come from that. But the other side of that is it can be very detrimental if the ball gets turned over and we have no shape and players don't know where they're supposed to be. So they've endured countless hours of video at this point and meetings to get them to a point where they have a pretty good understanding. And you can see the relationships between the players is good, and it has gotten better, and it will continue to get better.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Robin. We noticed earlier this week that Lorenzo was in full training with the team, and I understand didn't travel with the team, but is there an update on his situation? I know you said last week that the team was still looking to come to some sort of resolution. Can you offer any sort of update on what's going on with him?
I really can't, in terms of the bigger picture question, but for me, it was just about picking the group that we thought would give us the best result on the day. And certainly the team and the function, or the way the team functioned last week, we were pretty happy with it. I think we've gone with pretty much the same group that we went with last week.